All right, folks. I normally don't do stuff like this, but I needed to bring this to people's attention and let people know exactly what's going on with the bank that I currently bank with. I'm trying to get away from them because of this situation. So I bank with Truist Bank, formerly SunTrust, here in Florida. And recently, they, for some reason, allowed someone to access my account, and they had been accessing it for about a month. And I, from another state, mind you, at around the same times that I was accessing it here from my home, and never really notified me that there was another login from anywhere else. And then after a short period of time here, around the 6th of May, they allowed 3 separate transactions on the same day to go out of my account at $25,000 a pop, basically. So $24,800, $24,960, and $25,000 respectively to leave my account in one day. Now, mind you, they still didn't call me. They didn't stop these payments. They didn't notify me in any way. Basically, they just allowed it to happen. Then I logged into my account and realized what had happened, filed a dispute. It took from the 8th till about the 12th, and they eventually refunded me my money after a lot of back and forth with the complaints department and with reps at the bank itself, at Truist. And I closed my account on the 12th after they refunded our money, and I decided that my money was not safe there because they were telling me that they basically couldn't stop someone from doing this. This is what they told me. They literally were telling me that if people are taking money out and I tell them to stop allowing money to come out of my account, that they cannot do it. That's what they were telling me. And they told me, and this is their words, basically, that they would let the money leave my account and then I could dispute it later. Even after I told them the account, everything coming out of there basically is fraud, minus a few smaller things that are like bills and whatnot, because I wasn't using the account anymore for anything because it was compromised. So they refused to close the account. You'll see right here on the 12th, I actually went directly to the bank. There was $295 left in the account, and I closed it. And I told them that I would no longer be using that account. Well, some overtime money or something from the state of Florida where I work came into the account, or was scheduled to come in on the 13th. We took the remainder of the money that we were refunded, the majority that we could get, because let me explain this situation too. So in the meantime, even after I closed the account, a payment started to process for some type of internet payment to PayPal. Okay. Somebody is transferring money to a PayPal account. Not me, not my wife, just somebody randomly doing that. Okay. It's in the process. I called about it. My wife called about it. I reported it, said it wasn't a legit it was pending, mind you, pending. A pending payment that had not yet processed. I told them it was fraudulent. They still allowed it to go through and come out of my account. So we took the money from our savings account, which was roughly $5,000, and we cashed it out. Basically, we got a forced or a teller check for the amount of everything we had, which should have been $80-ish thousand, right? That's what the check should have been. But instead, they held this amount, this $24,560, and this smaller one, which is legit. This $1,513 is a utility bill, okay? They held that one and this out of the check they wrote my wife, and left the account open still. Even you can see I've closed it. I told them to close the account. That's another issue that I need to bring up. So they told me to close this account. I did. I closed it. They wanted me to open a new account. I already had an account right next to this, a savings account that was not compromised. I had a savings account that they could have redeposited our returned money into, but instead they redeposited our returned money into a known compromised checking account after I repeatedly warned them not to. They still did it. That is how inept and negligent this Truist bank has been with regards to my account. And it's why I will no longer be banking with them. I'm probably going to sue them. I don't know what other actions I can do here. I'm going to assume they're going to eventually give me this money back. And if they don't, I'm going to have to sue them. They owe us what they owe me my $422. They owe us the $24.56 that they kept out of the initial check they wrote my wife. This 1513, that could have, I don't care that processed. If it did finally process, I'm assuming it did because it shows it cleared. That's us, so I'm okay with that one. But this money and this 422 needs to come back to us in the form of cash or a check, because that's what they owe us. And they show us at a negative $5,355, which that doesn't make any sense to me either. How is that even possible based on what you see here? Like, I mean, do you? I don't see any reason it should be negative $5,355. But the explanation they gave my wife over the phone was that they, when we went to do the close the savings account, that for some reason the savings account closed before they posted the money to the checking account so that they could write a check. That's the explanation they gave us. And mind you, this is Truist Bank. Mind you, I would recommend that anybody banking with Truist Bank seriously reconsider banking with them. And I'll remind you, they gave me no alerts whatsoever. No alerts, no emails, no calls, nothing, and allowed it to happen. They allowed my account to be drained of $75,000. Then, and there were other pending payments. If I hadn't logged in, they would have allowed my account to go to zero and never tell me until it went to zero. And I'm based on everything I've after talking to this bank, I don't think they would have ever told me anything about it after that. They would have just let someone keep stealing my money. In fact, they technically are allowing someone to still access my money as we speak, after the account is closed and after almost, what are we coming up on here? Almost 2 weeks of fraud claims. They're still allowing my account to be compromised and abused. Truist is the most negligent and horrible bank I have ever dealt with in my entire life. And I just thought people needed to know this.